Hello, welcome back to Noon's World. Before I get into the subject, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Please support the channel in any way you can. Comments, whatever you want to do, just please support the channel. We're trying to build something over here, and it's going to be great. It's going to be real great. And we're going subscriber by subscriber, video by video. We're building something. We're building something special. I want to talk about something I just saw, an interview that was on Gilly and Wallow. Shout out to those two guys. They doing their thing in the podcast industry. Shout out Gilly and Wallow. Y'all guys inspire me to be great and do great things like y'all. They had an interview with Suge Knight, and in the interview, they were asking him specific questions and everything. And I just want to touch on a few things. How, a lot of things that Suge did in his life, we know wasn't right, but he also did a lot of things that were right. And I can hear it in Suge's voice that the guy is really sincere, and the guy has been through a lot of torment in his life, and he's had the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows. And of course, when everybody in jail and in prison, they're gonna sound different, but he has a distinct thing about his voice where you could really feel what he was saying, how a lot of people in the industry haven't even reached out to help him or called or checked on him or written him or done nothing. And you got to think about this guy. This guy was at the top of the record game. He had Tupac, Snoop, DMX, a lot of people, man. This dude dealt with Mary J. Blige, the top artists in the industry in rap and hip hop. And it's sad that a lot of people haven't even reached out to see if they could help this guy. He is truly one of the pioneers for the rap industry and rap industry and just street music and R&B music in general. This guy has made hit after hit after hit and produced and did a lot of things for our culture. Like I said, he's not perfect by no means, but he's also not a animal. He was touching on some points how they basically railroaded him and didn't give him a chance to do anything, and basically were gonna offer him 100 years if he didn't take what he got, the years that he got. And I think he's doing what, 20, 30 years. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I know he's doing a lot of time right now. So it's just sad to see a guy that was in the industry around so many multi-millionaires and some of them billionaires right now that nobody's reached a hand out. This is allegedly what he's saying. Nobody's reached a hand out to extend a hand or to extend some help to him. To say, let me help you get another lawyer, Suge. Let me help you do this to try to get an appeal, Suge. Let me put this on. Let me do this for you. Let me make sure your family's okay. Let me make sure your books are good. The way he's saying, nobody's reached out, and that's very sad. And it's a lesson that you young guys out there should take and know that when you go to prison and when you go to jail, if you're doing wrong and if you get convicted, this is what happens to you. You're left out on the island all alone to yourself. Maybe the first 6 months, maybe even the first year, you'll get a couple of letters, you'll get a couple of phone calls, you'll get a couple of visits. But after that, as time goes on, time move on, month after month, day after day, it gets a lot quieter and a lot quieter and a lot quieter, and the letters stop coming and the phone calls get a lot shorter, and people stop picking up, and the care packages start dwindling down, and pretty soon you're forgotten about. It's like you're basically dead. It's very sad, guys. Believe me, I've had family members go do time, and I know because I've been on the end where I basically didn't do much for the person that was in there. And I'm ashamed to say that, but it happened. And, I have a family, and I I just didn't have time to reach out like I should have. And now I look back on it and I see that, it's not good when you're in there all alone at night and you're laying there thinking and you're just, you're just by yourself. There's nobody in the world that you can talk to but that guy who's in that room with you, who's doing just as much as time as you and has no one either. It's like two people stuck on an island by themselves. Man, to come from the highs of the highs like he did and then hit the low of the lows, that's got to do something to your psyche. And it plays on your mind and your mental. Just being locked up alone plays on your psyche and your mental. It does something to a man or a woman to be locked up in a cage basically all day long and told what to do, when to eat, how to eat, get up, sit down, no, yes, move, walk. It's like you're a freaking robot and they're controlling you. That does something to a man or a woman. After so many years, it does affect the human brain. Statistics show that, and I'm not making that up. Guys. So it's like, wow, to hear this coming out of this guy's mouth, it was really shocking. Really shocking. And he was just talking about how all the major record labels have taken all our great artists and used us as black people, used us to make mega money and basically use us and then just throw us away. And he said some valuable things. He said, why don't all these guys get together, the Jay-Z's, the Kanye's, this, and buy a basketball team? Why not? Why can't Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Oprah get together and buy the Atlanta Falcons, buy the LA Lakers, buy the Charlotte Hornets, or the Bobcats, or the Timberwolves? Anybody? Why can't these guys put all their money together? They go spend millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on jewelry. Go put it together and buy a team, buy a baseball team. You know what I'm saying? Buy a football team. You want to know why they don't do that? Because they still haven't developed the mindset of of what can I say? I don't want to say the wrong thing. Of generational wealth. Generational wealth, that's the key. God, when you buy stuff like that, your grandkids are set for life. It's called generational wealth. You're lining up everybody's in line. You're passing that down. That's something that your kids is going to have, and it's going to move down the line. That's the reason these guys do this. That's the reason most of these owners are older white men that are billionaires, because guess what? They pass it along to their son. Their son give it to their son. Their son give it to their son. And it goes on and on and on. Generations after generations. The money passes on. And they get richer and richer as time goes on. And sometimes they sell. You get somebody in the family, this a knucklehead, and one of them come along and they'll call him the rebel, and he'll sell it for a couple $100 billion or billions of dollars, and boom, and that'll be the end of the family's dynasty. But that very rarely happens, guys. Very rarely happens. And it makes sense. It makes sense that how many black owners do we have in the NFL? How many black owners do we have in NBA basketball? You look at those two sports. How many black owners do we have in baseball? But particularly football and basketball, considering a lot of the players are black athletes, how many owners are black? Ask yourself that. That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. That you can't, out of all your fingers, 10 fingers, I guarantee you're not even gonna hold one of your hand. You won't even name 5 black owners. They're not even. I guarantee you, between basketball and football, we don't have 10 black owners out of all those teams. And you probably got 32 football teams and probably 30, 40 some basketball teams, and we don't have 10 owners, guys, out of 50, 60 teams, where the majority of the athletes are African American and making hundreds of millions of dollars. and we don't even have 10 minority owners, black owners. What does that say today? What does that say? It says a whole lot. It says that we're not putting our priorities in the right place. We're not setting our goals high enough. We're setting them just enough to be able, let me just make the team. Let me just dribble. Let me just play the sport and make money. No, how about owning the team? How about buying the whole team, buying the organization? Forget playing for this, man. Own this team. Reach higher. Because it is obtainable. You can do it. You know, you play all these years for these guys and you leave the sport and your body's broke down and you've given them all you could give. Even some people have given up marriages and lost families because the dedication to these sports and these teams. And at the end, they're left with nothing but a whole bunch of money and a lot of sad stories. And they're out. They're done. They're retired. True, they may have money, but guess what? They don't have a family. They don't have a wife. They don't have, they had arguments with their kids because they never spent time at home. They were always gone. So they have broken relationships. And the only thing they can do is offer money. And eventually people get tired of money because money can't buy everything. Money can't buy love. Money can't buy happiness. It can only temporarily make some things go away, but money can't do it all. And that's sad to say. People, we got to wake up. We got to move as a unit, as other races do. We need to move as a unit. I know that's hard to do because we have been so separated and we've been so divided for so long, but we really need to move as a unit. If we come together as a unit, we are an unstoppable force. Very unstoppable. And I think other races and nationalities know that. That's the reason they divide us so much and play so many games with our heads. Just think if we were all together. Wow. What a day that would be. I don't know, guys, but that's all I got to say. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and just think about what I said, guys. Think about what I said. Leave comments. And as always, love you guys. Tune in next time. Love you guys. Peace and good blessings. Good night.